All right, guys, welcome to another edition of Chat with Charlie with my lovely co-host, Paulette.
Hey, guys. Hello.
Out in AIMland, Centura Land, Tidewater Tech Land, and we've got some very special guests that we want to introduce to you. And we've got Jason Pfaff, our Chief Operations Officer, and we also have Darcy Price.
So good.
Our Executive Director of Leadership Recruiting. Is that close?
Try again.
Okay.
Executive Director of Talent and Leadership.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah, you did great.
I did great.
You did so
I'm
close.
sorry.
You were so
I
close.
get a little sweaty, Paulette. So how we do things here is we just want to get to know you. All these guys are going they don't get a chance to see you yet, but they see your name on an email or something like that.
Right.
Gives them a chance just to get to know you a little bit, not business-wise, but a little bit, but really just who you are, what makes you tick, the culture you bring to us and things like that. And as we always get started, Paulette usually has some icebreaker questions.
Yes.
Great.
Yes.
I'm hoping.
Yes, we have icebreaker
I
questions.
got it right.
But before we do that, because I always do a bad job, just give us a little bit about yourself. Just something unique about you, what brings you to us, and something you're excited about to share with everybody.
Darcy's going to go first.
Darcy Price.
Darcy's going to start by explaining her shoe choice today.
I have always been a fan of The Wizard of Oz. And no, I haven't. But actually, honestly, the truth is I have very wide feet. Like exceptionally wide
We
feet.
usually don't go that deep
No?
with the questions, but
So I really
Are they webbed?
they're not webbed, but they're just like wide. They're small, but they're wide.
if you were in Hawaii, would you need fins?
I mean, I've been offered fins, but I can swim without them.
Okay. All right,
So I have incredibly wide feet. So wearing heels, as a professional woman, it's hard to do that when you have wide feet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll be in weddings and I won't be able to walk for the next 3 days.
Wow.
So,
The struggle.
boy. So these shoes I got at Payless, which you may be saying to yourself, Payless has been out of business for 3 years.
She's a TJ Maxx queen. I mean, that probably came right there from TJ.
So I ordered 3 pairs. So when they died, I would have another pair because Payless is now
You
defunct.
can't resole? Like go to a cobbler?
No, I mean because they're made of plastic, so I don't think that there's a resoling option.
Okay.
But
Okay. So who's Darcy?
it's deep. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes.
I'm actually from
Scottsdale or which area?
So I'm from-
Phoenix.
I live in
Is that
Phoenix.
rude to say Phoenix for Scottsdale? Is like the Bloods and
No, it's all
Crips or
very
something?
close to each other.
Okay,
So,
okay.
like, everything is 20 minutes away. So, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, and I moved out to Phoenix, Arizona when I was 22 because I broke up with a boyfriend and I didn't have a couch. And I was like, I gotta go now or I'm gonna get stuck in Cleveland.
You did.
So, so I loaded up the...
Wait. We're gonna get to you, Jason. I promise. Wait.
We're
So
going back to Payless.
I don't know. I was more looking through. I was at 2U for a little bit. I did that, but no, we went to broke up my boyfriend. I had no couch.
Yeah.
And
So
now I'm in Phoenix, which is not.
Did you want me to
close
start
Cleveland.
when I was born? I was born at the Ronald McDonald. No, and I worked in the service industry for most of my young adult life. I was a waitress,
Like schlepping plates and stuff like
schlepping
that?
plates, and bartender.
Really?
Yeah. Until I was 28, and when I had my son, and then I was like, I don't want to work nights anymore.
Yeah.
So I got into education. I've been doing,
They correlate.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's great
Well,
training.
the human interaction too,
Indeed.
right? The human interaction in different walks of life. You can
Yeah.
hire. We talk about this all the time. Looking for talent. Some of the best talent you go to is at a restaurant, a bar, enterprise rental, all those places. So
I would say that waitressing and bartending prepared me to be an executive more than my MBA did in many ways, because you have to learn how to talk to all different kinds of people and how to figure out, what they want and how you can meet their needs really quickly. So it was a fantastic
this
experience.
is perfect, Jason. Do you have white feet, first of all?
And then those come
Where'd
from
you get your
Payless.
shoes?
I'm at the thrift store getting the shoes from the people who bought them at Payless, but I get them after they're done because they didn't take them to the cobbler; they just took them to the thrift store, and that's where I'm starting. I actually had a restaurant too. I think restaurant business.
Shut up.
So I was early 20s. And out of college, had no idea what I wanted to do with my life, and hooked up with a partner, and we opened a sushi bar in Norman.
I didn't
Are you a
know.
sushi chef?
Oh.
Like
I can definitely roll California rolls
Okay.
faster than probably anyone, at least in this room.
seriously?
Oh, well, I don't know if
For
we
4
can
years.
say that.
I mean, I rolled hundreds of California rolls a day for 4 years.
Wow.
Because it's an art. That's an artistic job, too,
I mean, it's
right?
a
Isn't it?
Japanese form of sandwiches, right? Now, the
But-
Japanese is it's a very sacred tradition in the
Yeah.
culture, right? Like, but I mean, it's street food and sandwiches, and
Dude, that's,
I did that for
I was
4
not
years.
expecting
I know
that.
that.
yeah. Well, I just
I mean, the
parallel
bigger
with-
feet and the other
Yeah,
side, I was
Payless,
expecting that, but
store.
that I wasn't expecting.
Did you?
Roll.
Here's a question because
Yeah.
restaurants.
Wait a minute, it's my show, Darcy.
I'm so
As I say, like I don't quite know what's happening. Executive director of leadership, accounting, and recruiting. But
Just one
it's
question.
right.
It'll be my
I'm
last
just
one.
joking.
Was your restaurant ever profitable? Because it's really hard.
Dang,
to,
going for the throat
to-
on that
well,
one.
restaurants- 90% of restaurants fail in their first year, right? Like it's tough.
Right.
It's a tough business.
wildly profitable. The first restaurant, wildly profitable. I was in my early 20s, at this point, mid-20s. We were in Norman, Oklahoma, college town.
Go Sooners, Boomer Sooners.
Yeah, we took over an old donut shop in a strip mall shopping center. 6 tables, tiny, low overhead. We made like $1,500 a day in gross sales. Now we're going back like 20 years when that was a lot of money. Our rent was like $900. I mean, we were a month. I mean, we
Yeah.
were killing it. So we put all of our money into the second location, 2 floors, rooftop patio, right across from campus. Total disaster. Put $250,000 of cash in my mid-20s into my second location. Was closed within a year.
Nah.
Yeah. It was the greatest, to Darcy's point, the greatest business education I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Good.
I did it for 4 years, learned how to run a small business, had adventures with the IRS. I can cut HVAC, I can roll California rolls, dealing with people. Bathrooms, plumbing,
Yeah.
the whole nine. It was an experience.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And did you grow up in Cleveland?
I grew up
born
in
raised
Cleveland, yep.
born raised Norman.
Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City. Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
We're gonna get into some more stuff, definitely for that. But I do want you to get to your questions because
I do.
I for one enjoy them.
Okay, so questions. I like to ask questions because for the couch, we have people on the call that they're watching this, they don't know who you are, right? And it's good to position the couch so they can get a feel for who you are as people. We learned a little bit about your professions, but these questions are geared toward just how you think, who you are. I will change them up a little bit, and I'll let you know who they're for. So who wants to go first? Price or?
Darcy's going first.
Oh,
She told me
Darcy's
earlier.
going first.
I
already-
Do
love
I get
to.
to participate or am I out of this one?
You
don't.
can-
Only
Actually-
on Darcy's. With Darcy, they team up.
Okay, so
Okay, I'm ready. Come on.
these guys.
It's like a lightning round.
I'm literally just making it up as I go.
Okay, Price.
Yes.
Darcy, can we not go last names? This
Price seems a little aggressive,
It
but
seems a
I'm
little
into it.
bit.
Well,
we
I'm
could
a
do
little
it.
aggressive.
Yeah,
but
let's
y'all
do
can
it.
go with Darcy.
slightly.
Okay.
Paulette and I are best friends for anyone out there
Yeah.
in podcast.
You and I
We
are not
travel
though.
together.
Another
Charlie
issue.
and I are arch
We-
enemies,
We've
but-
got a riff.
But it will come back together.
Okay. All right, Darcy. So, what's one thing you're never afraid to do?
Never afraid. I mean, like everyone's afraid sometimes.
Okay, let's not. Come on. It's the first thing.
I'm not gonna
Please.
rationalize it. Say the first thing that comes to you.
So I would say I am typically not afraid to tell the truth. So if I feel like there's a situation that is not right for some reason, or if I think something could be done a better way, I am not afraid and have never really been afraid to say what I think.
Okay.
Really? So if I say, "Does this look good on
I
me?"
was
You're
gonna
going to
say,
be like,
let's test it with Charlie's shirt right now. Point
Socks too.
Yeah, I like it.
"Socks?
Yeah.
They're
Listen,
thin. I got 30 feet too. That's why we're thin socks.
Listen.
Your toes get jammed."
listen. Those socks could use some work. I like. You know what? I like the shirt because it shows just how fun you are. Like
Do you
just such a
understand
fun
the
guy.
shirt? Do you understand the
Have
significance
I
of the
heard
shirt?
of the Grateful Dead?
Okay, I didn't know.
Okay.
If you knew. I'm just asking.
She did not know. She says, "Oh, it's a teddy bear."
Of course I did.
Okay, Charlie.
Wait, because if Paulette said, "Does this look good on me?" Well, first of all, if Leonard was here, it'd be a different story.
I know.
However, that's impressive though, because it's hard. You've got to be a strong human, which is appreciated to be that way though, and you have to be a strong receiver, right? That kind of thing. So that's good. I like
and
that.
I love feedback too, right? Like I want to know when I could be doing something better, right? Like,
yeah.
And so like with that kind of attitude, it's easier to have, good, conversations with people because like we're always learning.
And as you work with these guys that are out there too, that's good for them to know. Like I can be direct.
Please tell me the truth.
But not critical. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a difference.
Right.
It's a good question.
No, you answer it. What's one thing you're never afraid to do?
Never afraid to do?
It's never's tough, huh?
Yeah.
That's that nature nurture question. Like what are you innately never afraid to do?
And I'm not copying you though, but you've worked with me long enough. They haven't. I'm never afraid to speak my mind, but it's a good and bad trait. Yeah. It really is. The directness that cannot be understood by some other people and things like that. But I don't know if I'm not afraid to do it. I think that's innately in me. Type thing, and like I say, you have to bridle it though for the audience because it can come across really bad sometimes, and that's been a struggle through my whole career is misinterpretation of the delivery.
But one thing you've done is when it does come across in a snarky way, you will pull it back and revisit it. So I've seen that progress. You will revisit it.
Yeah, but I'm 50. So
Charlie would chop my head off and then come back and be like, let's talk about it. Sure, let's talk about it.
Does he apologize?
Wait, this is not a couch therapy session. Keep going with the questions.
He does, Darcy.
Yeah. Because I think that's really powerful. Like when you can admit that you were wrong about something. Yeah. I was wrong about that.
Yeah.
One thing I have is self-awareness.
Yes.
I mean, I will say that. I have a lot of limitations in my life. Like all of us do. You're human, right? But one thing I do not have is self-aware. I know when I've screwed up.
Right.
All
right. So, Jason, you're not going to have the same question.
All right.
Dang it.
Here we go.
The president needs you for a special project.
Oof.
What expertise would he come to you for?
California rolls? I don't know. What, sushi roll? Expertise? Can we contextualize the president here? We're talking the country, the company?
However you want to do it.
Oof.
I don't know. I was thinking company, but maybe now it's the president of the United States.
Let's think the president of the United States. Let's think big.
What expertise?
Joel's going to be offended by that.
Charlie, see? Go back and revisit.
I'm sorry, self-awareness. I should not have said that.
I don't know. I mean, I can be, this podcast notwithstanding, I mean, communication strategy, how to relay a message, how to properly convey, a simplified version of what you might be trying to accomplish in any situation. So I could help either president we talked about with.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Communication strategy. Maybe.
Okay. All right. Good.
All right.
I would say you do have that. I was like in a board, and I'm being serious. Like this is the show. I want people to get to know you, and I just want to say I spend more time than predominantly our listeners, and I know at a board meeting and things like that, I find that pretty amazing on how you deliver to different audiences and the conciseness that you have. I'm pretty envious of that, to be quite honest with you.
Well, you're too kind. I think, though, one thing that I've realized, and I've figured very little of this out, but so much of this game is communication, right?
Yeah.
So when you reverse engineer stuff that goes wrong, at least at work, 90% of the time it's something involving the communication. Very rarely are things just completely screwed up and everybody's talking about it perfectly, right?
Right.
And so I do, in kind of my simplified sense of only focusing on things that matter and that I can control, I really do try.
But that's a talent, though, man. Yeah. Can I ask one?
Sure.
Dr. Paulette Thomas Collins. How about, do you stress?
Do I stress? I don't in the conventional sense. I'm assuming you're mentioning that because you don't, or maybe you do see me stress. I don't know.
No, I don't. I see you pretty much even like if I was, sometimes you seem like a pretty even keeled approach to many different things.
This is going to sound crazy, or I don't know if it sounds crazy, but the truth is, I had this conversation with my wife the other day. Like, I try and keep myself really grounded. Like, every day that I go home and end the day with my wife and kids, like, it's a pretty good day, you know? And the more I can stay grounded in that and everything else stays in perspective, things are in pretty good shape. So I do try and keep perspective and do try and stay pretty.
But you got to be deliberate, I bet, about it too at times.
Yeah, I mean,
And I like that.
I get frustrated. I mean, but yeah, I do try and keep things in perspective. And, at the end of the day, this is about a lot more than, a problem that might arise in a single day or single hour.
Right.
Can I ask you to pull that mic up just a little?
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't want you don't need to eat it like an ice cream cone, but
Yeah.
That was good.
Jason, what I've learned or noticed, not learned yet, but noticed so far, I don't think I can see it because it's an intangible, but when you're processing and when you're thinking, I've noticed, and then you say something and I'm like, that was so eloquently put. Oh my God, how did he do that? And
all right, is this going to be a kumbaya show?
No,
this is great.
I actually,
we're going to give Darcy a hard time over her shoes and where she shops, and we're going to talk about how awesome I am.
Yeah,
this
I
is
love on Jason.
This is a weekly episode.
Listen, we'll return.
This is great.
Our downloads are going like this, like kind of like that.
You're interrupting Dr. Paulette.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Please continue.
I've listened and I've watched you do it a few times, and I go, wait a minute, Paulette. Sometimes you probably could take a step back because I am, as Darcy said it, pretty aggressive, and I will speak, and even though it could be as articulate as possible, I probably could have taken a step back and said, let me process that a little bit longer.
That's because there's a razor across my belly and I'm bleeding. How did that happen?
So far, getting to know you, I've appreciated that.
I love that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, can I do one more question for everybody? I have tons of questions, but
let's go.
Can I do
Let's do one more.
Okay, one more.
These are fun. I like the questions.
All right. So,
just wait for it.
Jason, this is going to be for you because Darcy went first. What would your job title be if the words you currently use to describe your job no longer existed?
Wow.
So what would my title be if I just had to call it something else and the current words don't exist? I don't know. Charlie might have an idea.
I don't know, man.
Like,
that's
what
a
you
really
really
that's
do? Like, what do you
these
really
are not
do?
icebreakers. I'm a little
this is
disappointed on these. I thought it was gonna be like like what was your dog's name when you were growing up?
You got to
or something.
think about it though. These individuals don't know Darcy. They don't know. They don't know Jason. So we have to peel the onion.
Well,
back.
start
What
out
are
with
you
like high school.
responsible
Did you
for?
play sports or something? You're going for the throat here.
Don't criticize my questions.
Your questions are really good.
Thank you, Darcy.
You're doing a really good job.
I appreciate that.
Jason,
have I told you how amazing you are?
Yeah, please. Let's rewind 3 minutes ago.
That's what you really do. What do you really do? Gut. Where's your gut?
Yeah, I mean, support campuses, support Charlie's team with some lead flow, support Darcy in recruiting. I mean, to the spirit of the question and in the spirit of getting to know me, like, I'm genuinely not entirely comfortable with a title like COO or chief something. I mean, it's not. It's uncomfortable, and Charlie newly, is promoted and very deserving.
But I like going with Hefe.
It takes a bit because it is in a hierarchical structure, right? Like an elevated role. And as long as I've been at this, I try and keep it simple. I support the people who are, this is a business where, in my role, in a leadership role, I'm dealing with people who deal with people who are students, right?
Right.
And I know those people are going to perform better the better I take care of them, provided we're all aligned on mission and we've made good hiring decisions. As long as I take care of the people that are taking care of the people that really matter, our students, things are going to generally work out okay, although I make mistakes every day. So maybe, although I would still have to use the, I don't know, like lead support person or something.
I like thought leader. You asked me. I was thinking thought leader.
Thought leader?
Because I think you're thoughtful. We use train with purpose, right? That's our tagline externally and internally, because everything you do should be with purpose. Our students and us inside of that. And I consider that part of thought leader, right? It's the purpose behind the purpose.
Right.
So just throwing you a bone there.
Again, you so eloquently put it. It's what you do. It's just came straight from his gut. It's what he does. Darcy, really quick. This is a lighter question.
So-
What do you secretly love about yourself that no one knows?
Oh.
Not her feet.
No.
Charlie.
What? She's what?
Strike
I
two, Charlie.
secretly love
You just said you were self-aware.
Where's HR?
Like, I appreciate, like, how driven I am. Like, sometimes I'm like, man, like, you did something. You know, like, you made something of yourself.
I like
First, I
that.
like- Thank me.
Like, that makes me, like, proud and happy because I have really worked.
Was that nurtured through your life, or was that nature, like your innate makeup?
Well, I think that I had a lot of work to do to get to where I am. So I think that, like, I had to earn it by doing it before I felt it. Like, you want good self-esteem to esteemable
Are you
acts.
critical on yourself? Are you ever pleased, or are you over judgmental on your own work?
So if I do all the things that I wanted to do, like, I'm a big, like, list person. I want to complete things. I want to move things forward. That's probably my key characteristic at work and also in personal life. And if I can get the things done, I feel really good. Now, if I know I made a mistake, I feel really bad. No matter what. Like, I could be in a terrible car accident, and if it wasn't my fault, there's no problem. If it was my fault, I'm going to think about it for the next month.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Okay. All right. You answer it. What do you secretly love about yourself?
My height.
Okay.
Because I'll live longer. It's proven that average height people have a longer lifespan than taller people.
Okay. All right.
I'm just joking.
Jason's looking
I'm picking
at
at
my
the
questions.
list.
You know, I get a question for Paulette.
Oh.
Yes. Now
Now the
Why?
turntables have
Turn the
turned.
Here we go.
We never
Let's
do
go.
this.
Because most of our listeners have heard this, but I don't know if all of them have.
Okay.
You have an inward drive
Uh-huh.
that's uncommon in most humans.
Okay.
How and why did you cultivate that to who you are today? I don't know if you guys know this, but Paulette has her PhD. She was a single mom. She takes care of her body immensely, takes care of her children and Dwayne, her husband. And I'm throwing that out, Dwayne, if you watch this. And I've always been in awe of how, one, you balance all that, and you're not, you know, that what old saying, you can do many things mediocre, or you can choose a couple things great. And I'm really curious on how do you do that, and how did you get that inner drive to be who you are?
Oh, wow. That's a loaded question.
It's not loaded.
I would say I was raised, definitely from my upbringing. I come from very humble beginnings. Very humble. Born in Mississippi, not much. Started working early. My dad taught me that in order to have anything in life, you have to work for it. So it started there. And then I would say I wasn't going to college. I had a whole plan, Jason. I was going to be a stylist. I was going to cosmetology school. And my dad asked me to grab my purse because, according to him, that was the only thing that belonged to me. And he took me to a homeless shelter and to the military. He said, if you don't go to college, these are your true homes. And my dad, being the old Mississippi man that he is, I knew he was serious. There was no, Dad, you're just kidding. Got home, threw his truck in park and said, what are you going to do? You had however long to think about it. And I was like, well, I guess I got to go to college. My brother was already in college because he was on a football scholarship. So I applied for school, and when he dropped me off, he said, remember, you don't have anywhere to live. This is where you live. There's no breaks. There's no coming out. It's very, very harsh. He was very harsh. I look back, he prepared me for the world. And fast forward to just making mistakes, being very humble and learning from others. Also knowing that in order to achieve anything I needed to do, that I would have to rely on myself. And again, that goes back to my upbringing too, because my father taught me that you don't ask for things, you get them done. I remember as a little girl, I always tell him, Dad, you traumatized me. But if I cried about something or something hurt me, you get one day. Tomorrow you need to have a plan. And like clockwork, he woke me up. What's your plan? I wouldn't even be able to make it to the bathroom. What's your plan, Paulette? Like, I just woke up. no.
Yeah.
And he programmed me in that sense. But fast forward to education, learning from others, finding a mentor along the way, learning to give myself grace, not being and learning to love that part of me that others felt was very harsh, because I am aggressive. I'm not passive at all. I am very driven by, and it's not for me though. I learned that too. It's not for me. The older I get, my success is not for me. It's for my children, because that's first. And it's for my household, and then it's for the people that are in contact.
Similar like Jason said.
Right. If you're in contact with me, I can count the people that I've promoted since I've been with this organization in 10 years, and it's over my 10 fingers. And they've started as reps, become CEDs, DOAs, regionals, just in key people that I decided to spend time with.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't for me, it was for them. And if I can keep a single mom from having a pity party and saying, oh, I'm a single mom, I'm really tired. Well, you either need to wake up early, or you need to go to bed a little early, or you need to wake up a little late, whatever you need to do, but you have to get it done because it's not for you. And so once I realized that it wasn't, being who I am is not for me, it's for others that I impact, I embrace that even more, because I'm not going to be shy about telling you you're wrong. Let's think about something else. We need to come up with a better strategy. It's not about me being right. It's about, hey, I need to help you become better.
Yeah.
You have goals. So if I see you going down the road and you're going the wrong way, why wouldn't I pull you back, if you let me, to allow you to go the right way?
Yeah.
So it's been consistent, and I just try to become better, and I don't want to become stagnant. You know, I don't ever want to be stagnant. And if I'm stagnant, then I don't help anyone else, and I definitely don't help myself.
But you can see that in Kaiser daughter, Shin, your son. You can see that in them as they grow.
Yeah, it's funny because I have two. I have a girl and a boy. My girl is she's in college, and she's like my mini me.
Yeah.
Good and bad, because sometimes I have to tell her, hey, I'm the mom. You know, she has her plan. She's a list girl. And then my son, he's very lighthearted. Mom, it's not that big of a deal. You know, he wants to talk through things, but then it'll work itself out. So it's a good balance of me trying to still allow them to be who they are, but know that when they leave the nest, I need them to know how to what they're in need to anticipate.
And you've done what you can for that, just like we do with our DOAs or students and things like that. That was really good. Thank you for doing that.
No, I appreciate that.
Well, you appreciate you.
No,
we're all going to hug, do a trust fall and everything. So I know time is sensitive, but I would want to get some things. And there's two questions for both of you, and you can answer them however you want, in order or whatever. Why'd you choose us? You know, what appeals you to us? And then secondly, you've been here. How long have you been here, Darcy?
4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Almost 5.
2 months?
70 days?
70 days?
Wow.
You got it down to days,
Somebody
dude.
told me earlier 70 days.
Okay, yeah. So in those 4 weeks, 70 days, along with why you chose us, how is that matching with what you're seeing and the trajectory you see from our organization going forward?
So I was familiar with AIM for years, just being a student of the space and someone who's followed the space. And, you know, if you've been in private sector education for a long time, there's a lot of institutions that have made poor choices. Some made great choices. You've seen different institutions shake out and have different futures. I've always just really respected the road AIM and the Centuras and Tidewater has walked. Just continuing to grow, continuing to serve students, been very consistent and mission-oriented and mission-driven, when I think you've seen a lot of other schools just reach for different opportunities or pivot or grab. And I've always respected that. And I've always believed that a school is no more than a collection of people, both students and people helping students. And that was just always very attractive to me, knowing that type of institution had to be led and supported by a special group of folks. And so as I got to know you, Charlie, and others, and an opportunity
that sealed it, I'm sure,
emerged, it's just a group of people that I wanted to be around, right? Like we could all be somewhere else. For me, the reason I'm here is I just like coming in every day and seeing this group of people and continuing to get to know each of you. In terms of what might be a surprise. I think the second question in the spirit of what's different or what have I learned is I've gone and visited different institutions. Just the scale and the sheer force almost of what we do at each of our campuses is really impressive. I mean, they're just really, this is going to sound like the little kid in me, but they're cool places to visit, filled with energetic people who like to crack jokes and high five students and celebrate. And I've been to award ceremonies and seen recognition on the walls, and there's just a lot of life and spirit and plane engines. And at Centura we've got some really intricate equipment to learn about, and Tidewater with the welding bays, and there's just a lot of life and energy in each of our schools. That's just blown me away.
Sure.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
So 2 reasons, really. So the first one was I have worked with Jason in the past. And, Jason, to quote an old colleague of ours, he's like one of the people in the room. If he's in the room, the whole room's smarter, right? Like, and there's a few people who I've worked with in my life who I'd be like, I would work for them or with them again anytime, and Jason is one of them. So that Jason was so excited about this opportunity made me excited about the opportunity. So that is one. And then the second thing is, I feel really good about people getting a 2-year education and being able to pay a mortgage. Like, that makes me feel like we are doing a good thing. And I have worked at companies where I did not feel that.
Yeah.
So like the mission and truly like the results and the outcomes of this company really made me excited and really made me see, like, I want a good life. I want to be a good person. I want to have, I want to feel good about myself. And I want the work I'm doing to align with that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't want to be like, I'm working for whatever, So that's that. And then the third and last, I know I said 2. The third one was, the people. Like, the people you work with is really what matters, right? Like, if the people you work with are all, running in the same direction, want the same things, have the same goals, and treat each other with kindness, right? That's a place I never want to leave.
Yeah.
And to say, like, have my expectations match what I expected, I would say they've blown me away.
Really?
Like absolutely. People at the home office, also people at the campus, are so devoted to student success, are so devoted to helping each other. It's just, it's been really cool to be totally welcomed in, and to feel like I've already made new friends, and to be excited about the work we're doing together.
Yeah. And I know Paula probably has a question. I never want to cut her off, but Paula, and I think you did a paper on this, or I know we've talked about this at least many times. And I come from a little bit of an old school where you don't go out with people you work with, right? That you work with them, friendly, that kind of thing, but you don't go out with them. And here it was so hard for me because that's what we did. That's how we almost became successful together. It wasn't a name of a person. It was a group of people, right? And that was hard for me from the start, but that seems to be, part of that emotional intelligence we've been talking about, right? And when you did your degree, we were talking about that, that way of thinking is different, and it's felt here. Like I have always said the company doesn't make the culture, the people make the culture, right? And I do feel like, and I'm a little biased on this, but this is a really cool place to work. We have cool products. We have cool people. We get frustrated like normal family members would. But at the end of the day, it's not about the person. It's about making things better because we're servicing people who need that outcome. You know what I mean? So it has been, I'm glad you said that because it made me think about the old school groups I've worked with versus now it's like we're the same Saturday, Sunday, Friday night, going to dinner, and we're just it. This is what you get kind of thing. So that's cool. You saw that and stuff like that. And I think we're pretty friendly for the most part. We can be a little, but you know.
I think to Charlie's point, what he's talking about was, and I did experiment here at work. I was publishing after I did my PhD, and part of that peer-to-peer relationships, peer-to-peer interact, because it was training. Research shows that the best training is peer-to-peer, so colleague to colleague. But typically, those individuals become cohorts of individuals who become friends outside of work, like you two. You become friends outside of work, also professional colleagues, right? So I say that in where we sit in this professional environment, I struggled with that as well, and found that it's okay because you do exercise a level of, you automatically set boundaries because you have that trust and respect and confidence in your peer, or the person that you are spending the time with, learning from, being groomed by, or grooming. And then once that relationship has went past and you're friends, you meet for coffee on a Saturday or a Sunday brunch or something, there's still an innate, like there's a invisible boundary there, you know, because you know that there's certain things that, yes, we're talking about work, we're also having a light moment, we're enjoying our time together, and then it's back at, I'll see you at work on Monday or Tuesday or what have you. And it's a break, you know, and it's that moment where, because those boundaries are there, then when you get to work, there is no, even if I'm upset at you, I can say, hey,
you can compartmentalize it though, right? You can still have those difficult conversations.
And I wrote down when you were talking, because I like to take notes, when both of you guys were talking, I wrote down respect and trust wasn't said, but when you spoke highly of Jason in your interaction, that trust is there. And when trust is there as leaders, there's not anything, there's unlimited possibilities, because now there is what we see today, you guys both together. And then also what you bring here is going to even be more magnified because you're trusting each other. That's setting the stage for the other leaders you're going to come in contact with. And the individuals that are going to see this podcast, they're going to see, hey, when these two guys come to our campuses, they're going to know what to expect. You know, we're on the same page. We're trusting the direction that we're going, the expectations that are being set, and the communication.
That's right.
There.
That's
so,
exactly
you know,
right.
I appreciate, you know, that question, Charlie, because it gave this an opportunity to be illustrated and personified to our campus.
Trust is so important in a people business.
It is.
I mean, in transparency. Mm-hmm. To me, trust and transparency is vital to the growth of the organization, to that sustainable growth, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Cool.
Right.
Do you got? I got some more. I know I don't want to cut you off.
No, I'll let you ask.
What? I just want.
I'm in my note taking.
Just
mode.
in case Rain wants to give me any royalty, I do drink Rain quite often. I'm on sugar free, so please send royalty to cparker@centura.com. No, .edu. What an idiot! I screwed that all up. It was supposed to be funny, and it's not even funny.
It was.
Cut that out. So, what do you guys think about? You know, you're recruiting, and everybody that's watching this knows the instructors are the sauce. They're our sushi. If we don't have sushi, we can't do anything. And I know, you know, with the role that you have is so vitally important and very spotlight right now, especially on the struggles that we have. So I would love for you to shed light on that from a recruiting perspective and kind of what you have in your, more conceptually, because I know you've been here 4 weeks, but just share with that. And then with Jason too, you know, we've gone from a Yagan era of a checkbook, you know, you know what I mean? Got checks, got money kind of thing. And we've been very successful. In fact, I looked at the numbers before we came in here, 52% EBITDA growth from 2020, basically when we became like VPs, Mike, Pat, and I, 56% EBITDA growth, 27% enrollment growth, and I think it was like 18 or 19% total pop growth, and then about 4% attrition throughout, that type of thing. That's huge, but it's not even close to what we can be.
Right.
So I'd love to get your perspective, Jason, on coming in here and seeing this thing and saying, oh my gosh, because there is a lot of opportunity here and getting your perspective too. So please share your knowledge.
So recruiting, you know, I think there's a couple things that we can do to really kind of invest in our instructors. So like part of it is like making this an attractive place to work for them, right? Like why when you're an A&P mechanic or
is it all about money?
I would say no, but I would say it's part of it, right? Like if you are worried about money, you can't worry about anything else, right? Like so, like if I can't pay my rent, I don't care how nice my boss is,
right?
So like there is a you know a floor, I would say, that we need to pay people so they can do what they need to do to take care of their families. Period. So we want to make sure everyone's there. So that's a piece of it, and like kind of doing analysis and make sure we're where we should be across the board and in different regions is a big part of it. But there's other things that people care about. Benefits, like
huge
health benefits, like people with young families like can't afford
or
to
old
work
dudes
here.
like me with bad tickers.
Right. So we have some work to do there and PTO. So there's, a lot in compensation that we're kind of looking at. Another thing that's going to improve recruitment a lot is like building a recruitment team. Like there's been like an amazing job done by one recruit. We have had one recruiter in this company. Like that, when you think about, like I've worked at 900 person companies.
There's all these DOAs when they're listening going, yeah.
With like 50 recruiters, right? Like 1 to 900 with the turnover we have for admissions and for instructors that is insane. Like no human could do that. So by building teams and like hiring folks and like adding resources to recruitment, like it will just kind of automatically.
And then infrastructure with it.
Infrastructure, right. And then, there's so many other avenues we can explore. So, there's different job boards. We've been primarily using Indeed. There's Monster Explore. There's LinkedIn Premium to explore. We have not been doing those things.
There's bartenders.
There's bartenders. There's, there's professional associations. Like the world is really our oyster. And the cool thing now is the company is investing in doing this. So, I'm very, very confident that, in a year from today, like we'll have a full cycle recruitment team.
So awesome.
So we'll be able to say, a hiring manager will be able to come to us and say, hey, I need a role. And we'll be able to talk to them. We'll be able to make sure the job description is right. We'll be able to post it and we'll be able to like find the right candidate and like take them through the interview process. Not that we're going to be making hiring decisions, but like take that work away from the campus because you guys have been doing it. Because you've had to, because we've had one resource. So want to provide that and want to build that as a service so it's seen as a real value add. Like this is something we don't have to worry about because when we lose an instructor, we have a pipeline. And instructors want to work with us because we've also addressed the other things.
Yeah.
And then the last piece of the triangle that I want to work on is training, right? I don't think we've ever put a lot of resources into the way we train our instructors. So just like putting together, like, this is how you teach, right? Like, this is how you teach well and making sure they have the toolkit. So on the first day they're teaching class, they know how to do it and they're set up for success. So
and that builds sustainable employees too, right?
That's right.
Can I add one more to it that I think is our Achilles heel, and you tell me if I'm wrong, Paulette, is succession planning.
Yeah.
Now, maybe not for the instructors, but we do have grads.
Right.
But especially in admissions and some other areas, it pains me so much that I have to go outside to hire someone.
Yeah.
We should be building that bench. And so I'd love to, maybe not now because we got a lot of other things, but getting that in the works, which is part of training.
Yeah.
That is part of that whole fruit from the tree.
Yeah. I think that it is really nice to have a career path.
Yeah.
Right? If I can see the next step, it can give me an opportunity, and like, you can't be what you can't see, right? Like, so if there's no opportunities for me, I'm not going to want to stay with a company.
An A-type player is not going to wait around. They're going to job hop, right?
No,
Right.
Yeah.
right. So we definitely want to build in opportunities for people at every level, so you can grow with the company, and so we can, retain the incredible talent that we have.
I love that.
So yes, probably not like number one priority, but on the list for sure.
No, I just wanted to put it out there, especially for these guys listening, because I know, DOAs are really hard for us to find.
Right.
And they're pretty weak right now. The industry's done a little switch over the last 10, 15 years, and we've lost who we are from an industry. And I know Paulette and I know you are too, you guys, but we're very passionate about the industry. Not only our organization here, our system, but the industry itself. It's taken a lot of black eyes, and we want to bring that back the right way.
Right.
And we can influence that change even by us in the industry. So please.
Are we still talking about instructor sushi, or?
Is that good? I'm trying. See, I really try to bring in stuff from the show, like the sushi thing.
Key practice.
I know. I just said I know. Right.
In a few years,
Maybe
you'll
we
have
can
it down.
workshop it.
Can we
Later.
workshop that? Okay.
Yeah, let's.
Can we do a webinar on
some
that?
training, Darcy will dial up. In terms of, I think your question for me got to, kind of, what I see as our potential. And,
Yeah.
where we go. I fundamentally believe that in short order, this will be considered the most important education company in the country. First of all,
And you've seen the country, so you know, yeah.
I've studied every education company in the country that I could find as part of an investor group or working in the field for the last 10, 15, 20 years. Actually, probably 20 plus. You stop counting at 20. This will be considered the most important education company in the country. And important is an intentional word. I mean, we're at a very unique place as a nation where I don't think, at least in my career, I've ever seen what we do needed more at a large scale. Right?
Yeah.
Like the ability to deliver personalized learning in a supportive environment like our campuses offer that fundamentally just unleashes the human potential of our students to occupations that are so needed in our country is it's just an exceptional opportunity that we have. I mean, the team is us. It's the folks listening. It's there's no reason why we don't have what we need today. And increasingly our job, Paulette and Charlie and the rest of us, is just to continue to add resources around that.
And get out of the way to some extent.
And just let the team go run up the mountain and go win. But increasingly, as part of my role, I get to kind of start to stitch together conversations. And as you talk to folks out in the community, Dr. English talks a lot to political leaders, and then you sit in a classroom and you hear why students chose us. Something special is brewing, and I just don't think there's a stronger system with better people than what we have offer across our multiple brands. And I think we have an energy over the last few months and a sense of where to put those resources. I think, my hope for everybody that works here, everybody Darcy's hiring and Charlie that you work with and Paulette, I want this to be the most formative, important, meaningful part of your career. 10, 20, 30 years from now, when you look back on this moment, I want this to be man, we did something. You know? And I really feel strongly that this is that time, and the place is here, and it's going to be a really, really good journey to try and work and get to the top of that mountain.
And we're not even close.
No.
From some extent, when I share those numbers, it almost is look, we were good before Cotula. Now we're,
Right.
But anything you look at, I think Confucius, someone said, no matter what mountain you reach the top at, there's always another mountain that's higher.
Endless
and
game.
that's where it's endless. And that's where we're at on such a precipice. Can I say that word? Is that a good word?
That's a great word.
Is that a good word?
Yeah.
That's big
We're
for
on
me.
the precipice.
Yeah, that's what I get.
Yeah, we
that's
are.
what I thank you for that. Thank you. But we're on a precipice with more talent, more people, more caring professionals always come to mind when I think of our organization is caring professionals.
Right.
So I know we're out of time. I know you guys are busy people.
Right.
I
do have a question.
I know.
It's a light question. You guys have been to a few campuses, I think about 6 or 7 of them at this point. We've done some line dancing, we've done some barbecues, we've had a blast. But I really would like to know if you could think of one thing at a campus that you learned that stuck out the most with that. What was your takeaway?
Let's make that our cutout question too. I like that. I thought you were going to say, what was your favorite campus? And I was like,
Yeah.
don't do
Oh,
that.
no, I'm not going to do that. Although Darcy's only traveled with me, I'm the only regional she's
That's
traveled
right.
with, so...
Well, let's do that as a cutout question. If that's cool with you guys. That'll be your Kung Pao and anything else you want to add.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Oh, that's fair.
I mean, I tried to put bacon on your turkey burger, and I learned that could cost me my life. So,
You did not do that.
I got close in Dallas, and it did not go well.
You see those nails?
And it was special
see
seasoning.
those-
Jason, I called Jason. I was like, hey,
Okay,
it's like...
Paula ships her seasoning ahead for a campus visit. There's a package at the front desk. This is how you prepare Paulette's meal. This is not a joke. This is not theoretical.
Wait,
This
she
is
didn't
a
bring the
joke.
chef? The chef didn't show up?
There's a package at the front. I'm like, oh, cool. Paula gets her mail here. And they're like, no, it's for you to make her dinner at the grill tonight. So unwrap it. And so yeah, I was gonna put some bacon on the turkey burger, thinking it was funny, and I was threatened with physical violence. So I did not put the bacon on the turkey burger, but we still have a few campus visits left to go. So.
Oh, that was very
that.
true.
That was good.
That was very true.
That was really
Jason
good.
said in true fashion, "Why am I making a special burger for you?" I was like, I appreciate it, Jason. That's all I can say. I appreciate it.
I was alone at the grill with a turkey burger. Everybody else. That's when everybody else was out line dancing.
That was the dilemma. He was sitting there. What do I do with it, Charlie?
So I think my biggest takeaway from the campuses was just how much people cared about students. Like that was it, and it's not that I thought it would be anything different, but I think I was really struck by how much, the student services people, the admissions people, the campus directors, the directors of education, the instructors, like everyone who like had relationships with these students, and like relationships is why we succeed, right? Like it's how we kind of change our lives. It's because we can, have a relationship with someone who can kind of help pull us up. So for me, it was, just what a talented group we have, the campuses.
That's well said.
I like it. And I want to give our leadership team some kudos. Jason and Darcy, I would say this, that it comes from the top. And Dr. English and Charlie and executive leadership team, I believe my regional team, CEDs, we give that care to our people, and it transcends to the rest of the campus. And that's what I appreciate about the organization. I've seen baby showers thrown for men, grown men, at a campus who are having babies, and the CED says, "Hey, he's having a baby."
Their significant others having a baby.
Well, their significant others are having babies, and it could be a welding. It's been a welding instructor. It's been an HVAC instructor, and I'm at a baby shower going, I've never actually had a baby shower for a welding instructor. This is awesome. But we care about our people, and so it starts at the leadership, and I'm looking forward to us growing and even doing more of that and not losing that.
I'm
goodness.
so pumped. Like you go through different emotions with a sale, but this is, I'm so pumped. And I'll tell you, we've heard trust. Right? All that kind of stuff. I remember when I interviewed here, there was only one word that was asked. Everybody said something different, but the one word that resonated was authenticity. Mm-hmm. And I would say you two are authentic.
Right.
You get what you get.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not luck. I don't want to say it quite like that. And I don't want to hug you guys, but I want people to know we've made some really good hiring decisions. In the Cotulla era, that is just so impactful, and it's going to impact the people that don't know you. The ones that do know you, they're going to see it. So I'm really excited about everything. So I'm glad you guys came on this. Yeah. I'm glad that our ratings can go up now since you guys are on it.
Everybody's gonna want to watch. The COO's on. Oh, Darcy's on. They're gonna want to watch it.
Well, thanks for having us. This was a lot of fun.
Well, we'll do this again for sure. This is a lot more.
Yeah.
This is fun. We usually do more questions, so we're gonna work on our icebreakers next time.
I have one more question though.
Oh my gosh!
First, let me say this. Charlie has exiled me from chat with Charlie. I'm never.
What
on
is
the
that
show.
word? What did she say?
Exiled.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
I'm never on the show.
So you know what?
So
I'm
I'm
gonna make a
gonna
statement real quick.
maximize
Wait,
my
I'm gonna make a
questions.
statement on surveys. Can I have an editorial moment for these guys? We read your surveys, and in that survey, there was something that was pointed out in chat with Charlie about what the show is, what it is, why do we do it, that type of thing. And we did deviate a little bit, and we're going to continue that because this show is also about industry to help inform us inside of our own system.
Right.
But first and foremost, I wanted everybody to know this is an avenue to get to know people. This is an avenue to share our culture. We can't get out to the schools, and I will tell you this, and you guys shake your head no if I'm wrong, and I think you will if I'm wrong. We would rather be working at the campus with you guys than at the home office. 100% every day. So that's what this show is for. It's just a way for us to get back. And I will say this to Mark and Johnny. We got George in here, Jules in here, Maggie in here. This show brings levity to their job. It gives them extra portfolio power. Gone are the days where you've got a job description and you stick to it. Mm-hmm. Our talent goes up by doing these things. So there is so many dominoes that this show provides us internally and what I feel externally. It doesn't matter who's here. No offense.
Okay.
But what matters is
Darcy
what you're
will take
taking
it.
in from an industry that you represent and the
Right.
career that you have. So we read your surveys. That's one thing I want you to
Right,
know.
right.
And I want you to know when I read that is what this show is for. But we will do more internal sharing of people. We're going to have more campus directors on. I did not exile Paulette. More DOAs on, more DOEs on.
still
I'd
love
like to get
DOAs.
some students on. We listened.
Right,
And we're going to do
right.
more of that to make this show more impactful for you to bring back to your school. So the one thing to walk away with, you wrote it, we listened, and it's going into practice.
Right,
So,
right. And
yeah.
we started this in the beginning.
It was rough. It was rough at
and
the
it was
beginning.
only for training purposes.
That was
it. Was
it.
for DOA training purposes. And then individuals started to say, "Hey, I want to come sit on the couch." And Charlie and I were like, "Well, maybe we should."
Chubby
talk about
Charlie
it."
was here.
Yeah. You know what? I can't even.
I lost 52 pounds, Darcy.
Yeah, he
Listen,
did.
I need you to change your Slack picture because I'm like, who is that guy? I don't know him.
That's true. That's true.
You know
I have
what?
a question before we go.
Dang it.
Let me ask a question. What's your favorite food, Jason?
Ooh, good one.
Food?
He's going to say sushi. Duh.
No. Jason likes to eat food.
Pizza. I don't know. That's lame, but
Pizza?
pizza. I guess. I don't know.
That's cool. That's fine.
You have a
Sure.
go-to? Like, man, I'm hungry.
Yeah, what's
Literally pizza.
really?
That's a good one.
That's my
Yeah,
favorite
I'll
too.
have pizza
I won't
some-
New York
say
style or big thick crust?
Thin crust.
Thin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'll eat pizza some weeks, like every day during the week.
I love
that.
it.
Okay.
It's
We are so much
It's-
alike.
What kind?
it's generally simple as pepperoni or.
I mean, like what brand?
Oh well, I don't know. Like if I'm at home, like there's some local places that no one will know.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Okay. If you don't want to
Darcy's
share,
disappointed in this. Like, she's like,
Darcy's
really, that
like,
guy. I
we
want to
really
I
know.
guess
like
he's not
pizza.
comfortable sharing. That's fine. It's fine.
Okay, Darcy, what's your favorite?
He's protective of his
What's your
pizza
favorite
place.
song?
that's right.
My favorite song.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Now there's a
come on. Let's do it.
Oh,
You got to say what's on
boy.
your. Because right now you're processing what I should say on the show. I
Yeah.
know that's what you're doing.
Just say.
Just go. She listens to the most foul, crassest music I've ever heard
Let
in my
me
life.
talk about my own stuff. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So I think like All In,
Yeah.
Tangled Up in Blue by Bob Dylan.
Okay.
What?
Bob Dylan, Tangled Up
Are you
in Blue. I'm
kidding
gonna have
me?
to
His
listen
best
to
song.
that.
Is that like an 8-track?
Like, come
Like,
on.
listen,
Charlie
that's-
said 8-track. Oh
Say
my God,
another
Charlie.
one.
That was
say
track
another
Charlie.
song.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear
My,
my?
think about how that one goes.
I'll play it for you.
Why do you just do a few chords?
Give us something.
I'm not gonna
Seriously.
sing
What
it.
would be
No, sing it.
number
No, I'm
one?
not gonna
We
sing
want
it.
to see the surveys
I'm
after you
definitely
sing.
not gonna
Do you
sing
work
it.
out?
Charlie's
Do you work
surveys will be
out?
much
I do
more
work
interesting.
out.
Okay, what's your
What's
go-to
your
when I'm
playlist?
working out? I
Listen.
gotta go.
But
Give me a play.
sing it so I can kind of be familiar.
First
some
of all,
bars.
I listen to mostly pop music
Hum
when
it,
I'm
at
working
least.
out.
Hum it.
So,
But what's pop though to you?
Like-
Pop has various forms.
um,
We're gonna judge you, and I know you're thinking that. And that's why.
so right now, this is not pop. This is not my workout music. But should we pull out my phone? Like
But
I
he
could
said
read my
pop and
playlist
workout.
Gosh,
music.
dang!
You
Answer
said
the
pop workout
question.
music,
What's
and you
the
say
number one
not
song?
Pop, not workout music.
on my workout.
Charlie, what's my number one workout song?
Oh my gosh!
Or
there's
who's usually the person? Who's the
I mean, I always think flavor in your ear.
yeah?
For you, I always
He's
think that.
always
That's
Flavor.
I always think that because you and I both love that.
But in the morning at 4:00 in the morning, I'm Lil Wayne all day long.
Yeah, I'm Little Wayne. I listen
I'm
to
Lil
Post
Wayne in the
Malone
morning.
a
I have
lot.
to wake
Not
up.
his country crap. I'm done with his country crap. I'm old school Post, Iverson, everything.
Yeah.
Him
like
or
that.
Jeezy, it's one of those.
Jeezy.
Yeah,
What?
of course.
Are you serious?
Yes, not the new Jeezy, the old Jeezy.
All right, now you had plenty of time. Come on.
So right now, my favorite artist is Noah Khan.
I don't know who that is.
Is that with flutes or
Jason,
something,
what's
or
up?
what is
No,
this?
no,
Charlie said, "Is it a fruit?"
no. It's not a fruit. It's not workout music. Like
Okay.
workout music.
You're going to have to sing it.
Jason, she gave you a hard time on pizza, and I'm so disappointed in her answer.
This is-
What?
Sing a
Just
little
because
bit.
you guys don't like my favorite songs
Sing it
doesn't
a
make
little
them
bit.
not my favorite songs.
That you are definitely valid. We're not dismissing you, Darcy.
You,
We're
you guys
definitely
are
not
have
doing that.
you're actually been dismissing me for the last 5 minutes. Not you, Paulette, but these guys. So Noah Khan. What do you want me to
Doesn't
say?
even sound like a
Maggie, what's my
person.
favorite song? You know it. I sent it to you.
Noah Khan sounds made up.
He's a real person.
Big Sean.
Oh yeah, he loves Big Sean.
You used to call it game time.
I say because it's game time in it, but it's not game time's not the title.
Give it to us, Charlotte.
I always say game time because I forget it too. It's actually it's the absolute best song ever. Workout, driving to work in the morning. It's not really a wind down song. It's so good.
What's it called?
Big Sean. It's not gay. You know, you're gonna think why I do this real quick.
So wait, so you're allowed to look at your phone for your favorite song, but I'm not?
No one said you couldn't.
But Darcy can't look at her phone. Well, I put my phone away for the podcast because it was important to me. So.
Oh God, that's nauseating. Overtime. Thank you. I want all of you to listen to Big Sean Overtime and tell me what you think.
Overtime.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, go. We got to cut out of here. Come on.
Okay, Drake. Start from the bottom.
Oh. Give me some. There we go.
Like workout.
There we go, Darcy.
Yeah.
Can you see her doing her hair and
There we go,
Drake?
Or like running. That's like my run.
Are you
like,
a runner?
Yeah.
Like the Nike thing where I love their campaigns, by the way. Nike campaigns are so phenomenal. It's not about the shoes, it's about the
Yeah, I was actually a Nike model. Just kidding. I wasn't.
You can't drop that at the end of the show. And I will say we need to do another show because I do. You coach basketball. I know
did.
that. You did some comedian stuff too, didn't you? Do the circuit a little bit.
Now we're gonna cut the show.
Why?
Let's get back to Noah Khan and the done.
Listen, feel free to send me an email if you also love.
We're gonna edit
Noah
this. I know we
Khan.
got to go. Best. Are you a concert goer? I know she is. Concert.
No.
No. Dang it. Are you a concert goer?
Yeah.
Favorite show ever?
Fleetwood Mac.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm a vinyl, and I got some really good vinyl Fleetwood
Yeah.
Mac original stuff. Favorite concert?
Erykah Badu, hands down.
Oh, Erykah
Seriously?
Badu.
Erykah Badu. If you haven't seen her perform, you must go.
Shut up.
Must go.
Really?
Yes, Erykah Badu. It's theatrical. She's amazing.
Wow.
It's a whole production.
Is she still performing?
Very real. I think it's like every 5 years.
Who cares?
It's a long time ago.
Well, thanks, guys. I really do appreciate it.
Thanks
I
for
want
having
to do
us.
more of this. We're going to have more people on. Guys, chat with Charlie. Thanks for joining us and everything you do. Trust, caring professionals, authenticity. I think you hopefully resonated with all of you and you got that from the show. Paulette, you're not exiled. This show is you. Just so you know that.
Jen, I need to see you. Jen Lyles. Jen Lyles, I need to see you.
Ciao with Charlie. Thanks, guys. We'll see you when we see you. Thanks.